There's a strange kind of ache that comes from knowing you're capable of a lot more, but still not doing it. You wake up with the best intentions. You know what matters to you. You want to care, to show up, and to make progress. And yet the days slip by. Not because you don't care, but because somewhere along the way you stop knowing how to move toward what you really want. And maybe, if you're anything like I've always been, you start thinking that something's wrong with you. But what if the issue isn't that you're lacking discipline? What if you've simply been cut off from the part of you that makes action feel natural? Your desire, your values, or your sense of purpose. I want to walk you through a different way of understanding this stuck phase. We're going to talk about what actually drives sustainable motivation, why it goes missing, and how to start building it up again without shame, pressure, or guilt. Because you're not broken, you're just disconnected, and reconnection is always possible. We live in a world that loves to label people, and one of the most damaging labels is lazy. But here's the truth. Laziness is almost never the root cause. It's just a symptom of something deeper, a signal. And oftentimes what looks like laziness is actually something else entirely. Burnout from constantly trying to prove your worth, fear of failure or rejection, emotional exhaustion from people-pleasing, and a nervous system that's stuck in fight or flight or freeze. You may appear unmotivated, but underneath the surface your system is overloaded. You're not choosing to avoid, you're just trying to survive. When you're raised to perform, achieve, or keep the peace, your internal compass gets buried beneath external demands. And as a result, you lose touch with what you want. So that's why it's not laziness. It's a deep disconnection from your intrinsic drivers. So let's talk about survival mode then. When you grow up in environments where love and praise and safety are tied to performance, you learn to chase validation instead of curiosity, to follow the rules instead of your instincts, to anticipate what's expected instead of pursuing what you want. You become excellent at doing what you should, but disconnected from who you truly are. And over time, the pressure builds. The inner voice gets louder, saying, why can't I follow through? But here's the truth. When your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight or freeze or fawn, that's you trying to protect yourself. You're bracing for disappointment before even starting. If this is resonating for you, if you're realizing that all of these symptoms are a sign of something deeper, a wedge in your own self-trust, then consider subscribing. I release exclusive content twice a day, including a long-form video that you're probably not going to find anywhere else. It's free and you can always change your mind. So if all of these external expectations have been running the show for you, how do you find what actually drives you? You start by asking better questions. Not what should I be doing, but what do I value? What do I care about when no one's watching? What lights me up? That's the work of reconnecting with your intrinsic motivation. The kind of motivation that's rooted in desire, not discipline. But there's nothing wrong with discipline when it's used properly as a means of guidance and keeping yourself along a proper path. But we've come to understand and equate discipline with punishment, and that's not what it is, and that's why our relationship with it is so twisted. So for a lot of us, that's really terrifying, because if you've been conditioned to ignore your needs, to ignore the gentle discipline that guides you back on track, and as a result you've been punished for your curiosity, that desire doesn't feel safe. It feels foolish even. So of course you shut down when it's time to act. You don't trust that you're able to move toward what you care about without consequences of some kind. That's why motivation is more than just finding your why. It's about making it safe to want it again. So to reconnect with your true drivers, you need 3 things. Safety. You and your nervous system need to know you're not under threat, that it's okay to take a risk, try something new, or even fail without being punished. Permission. You have to give yourself space to experiment, to want something even if it doesn't make sense, even if there are no gold stars that come with it, to choose yourself over what others expect. And structure. Not the rigid, punishing kind, but true discipline, what discipline should be. Flexible, adaptable rhythms that work with you and support you, even when this vague understanding of motivation feels really far away, because it's really not as complicated as everyone makes it sound. This is what I teach my clients. Not how to push harder, but how to listen deeper and with intent. Because when you feel safe and supported, motivation is a pull, not a push. And suddenly you don't have to force yourself to do the thing. You want to do the thing because it means something, because it's yours. If you're ready to stop blaming yourself for being lazy, if you want to build a relationship with real motivation that's actually sustainable and kind and genuine, then I'd like to invite you to book a free discovery call with me. It's a real conversation about about what's been keeping you stuck and where you want to go, and then what would support you moving forward. No shame, no pretending, just care and strategy and honesty. You can book the call using the link below. You're not broken, you're just burned out from living out of alignment with yourself, the version of you that's been in the past for a while. Let's change that together. And as always, stay in this corner of the internet as long as you need.